Alright everyone, if I look a little bit shitty, it's because I was like mowing the lawn all day, transplanting plants. I'm actually exhausted and I figured I'd spend some hours in the evening relaxing. It's also like hot out right now. Another reason to be, shirtless under your jacket. Not just for style purposes, it's just more comfortable, honestly. But then Comey, of course, has to fucking spoil my evening again. He keeps doing this. It's like the third time he's done this. Have to make a late breaking video at the end of the day because Comey's done something involving Comey. It's like the Comey curse. It's like Memo Gate this time. And what the claim is, trust me, I'll be weighing in on my thoughts here. The claim is that Trump took Comey aside and asked him to back off the Michael Flynn investigation. And so some people are saying, well, that's obstruction of justice. Technically true, but only conditionally. Only true under several circumstances. First, we have to assume that the tale is actually true, and I'm not sure how much I trust James Comey at this point. And by the way, the Democrats, partisan Democrats who wanted Clinton to win, they all called for his resignation before, said he's lying, he's trying to affect our political situation, he's trying to swing the election. Clinton herself says that only a week ago. Oh, James Comey was part of the reason that I lost. That was improper, blah, blah, blah. Why is everyone all of a sudden assuming that James Comey would be telling the truth here? You never believed him before. You never believed him did any of the Democrats believe the part where James Comey said, well, yeah, Clinton should have known better than to X, Y, and Z with her private server, but, lets her go because there's no malicious intent. Now, that's number one. First, we have to assume that Comey is telling roughly the truth. Secondly, we have to look at the specifics from a legal standpoint. The specifics there would be the wording involved. Specifically, there's a big difference between, oh, come on, James, you know that Michael Flynn is actually a good guy, and, oh, come on, James, you should let him go, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There's a difference between those two. Two fairly similar comments could be totally different in a legal framework, as far as whether they rise to the level of obstruction of justice. Him saying, oh, Flynn's a good guy, pats Comey on the back. That's not obstruction of justice. He's not doing anything. He's not threatening Comey. He's not trying to influence the course of events beyond just making his own opinion known. And he's legally entitled to do that. So that's number two. Number three, let's assume that Comey's telling the truth and that it was obstruction of justice. Do you have any more proof of this? This was supposedly a conversation between two individuals. So unless somebody was listening into it and comes forth and then is subpoenaed and willing to corroborate and they're, high level, it wouldn't even trigger a further investigation. And unless you have like an audio or video recording of this, it's not going to cause his removal from office. It could potentially cause impeachment as Democrats within Congress join with maybe the never-Trumpers, but there wouldn't anywhere near be enough votes to remove him from office. And that's really the catch, isn't it? That's really the rub for the people that don't like Trump. Removing someone from office is different from impeaching them. Impeachment's easy. Several presidents have been impeached in the past. Removing them from office is a different matter. Bill Clinton got impeached for the Monica Lewinsky bullcrap because they had the votes to impeach him. He didn't get removed from office, though. It was never even close. There was never a chance he was going to be removed from office. He sat there like, what the fuck are these friggin' Republicans doing? And that, of course, was Newt Gingrich at the time leading the charge, which I think is a funny piece of sort of 90s era history that a lot of people have forgotten about, that it was old Newt himself doing that. No, it didn't work. If you tried to impeach Trump, you might be able to succeed, but you wouldn't be able to remove him from office. Now, Chaffetz comes out and says, oh, well, trust me, I want to see this friggin' memo. Good. Yes, it's not just Congress's right to investigate this. They have a responsibility to investigate this sort of claim made by this sort of figure. On that, Trump's opponents are absolutely right. And people saying, oh, well, they shouldn't bother. Hold on a minute. You might be a little bit too much of a Trump loyalist and you're not thinking clearly. Congress has a responsibility to investigate such a claim. They need to subpoena James Comey and get him before Congress. It shouldn't be a request like last time. I think it was a couple days ago. They wanted Comey to come there. And he's like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, sort of. But I'm going to decline it right now. I want it to be very public and everything. No, I don't want it to be a private sort of closed-door thing. No, they need to tell him, you're coming before us. you're not being given a choice, and if you should try not to, the sergeant-at-arms is going to go drive up to your house and, put you in chains and drag you before us. That's what they need to do. It is their responsibility, but will anything come of it? I don't think so. There are a lot of people that are peeved at Trump, but you can't impeach, let alone remove from office, based on a simple claim made by someone who heads a bureaucratic entity. The fact that it happens to be the FBI doesn't make it any more credible than any other bureaucrat. Like the head of the Department of Agriculture makes a similar claim. Oh yeah, he told me to fuck myself, and then he told me to do it with a pine tree because he hates pine trees. He wants him to be shit on or something like that. And yeah, I think it was a breach of decorum. Trump taking Comey aside and merely remarking on Flynn is a breach of protocol. It's a breach of etiquette within politics, certainly. It is kind of odd. But it doesn't rise to even an impeachable offense, let alone even if his claims are totally true. Without further evidence to corroborate his claim, it's just a piece of paper. It's a memo that Comey himself wrote. It's just a claim that he makes. You can't impeach somebody based on a mere claim that some wrongdoing has happened. Oh, well, I saw the president. He was pissing out the window onto the heads of passerby. They can get that. Does it mean that any action is going to be taken? All Trump has to do is say, nope, never happened. That wasn't the All I asked him was his favorite flavor of ice cream. Then he told me that he wanted 2 scoops of it, so I had to fire him a few weeks later. Or something like that. That's all that would have to happen. Even a lot of the Never Trump Republicans wouldn't actually vote to impeach him if that's the case. If there's more tangible evidence, they might try to act. But even then, are you going to get 2/3 of the Senate to vote to remove him from office? Okay, you got the Democrats. It's about half of the Senate, a little less. You've got some Never Trumpers. That's a little bit more than half. Is it 2/3 of the Senate? I'm thinking probably not. So you're probably screwing yourself if you're expecting Trump to be removed from office for this, possibly not even impeached. I still don't think he even gets impeached. I think he serves out his term. Will he get a second term? That's maybe more up in the air at this point. I think after all this rigmarole, he might not even bother to run again, honestly. He might get tired of dealing with it. High energy as he may be, he's not even a year into his presidency, and you can tell that he's a little bit more worn down and embattled. Which typically happens anyway, but he's not... He can't keep up the high energy constantly. He's not the Energizer Bunny or something like that. I don't even think at this point I'd give it 50-50 on whether he even runs again. And there would be a lot of Republicans, by the way, even if he's not removed, even if he serves out his term, if his popularity stays down in the 30s, low 40s, a lot of the Republicans won't want him to run again. They may try to put pressure on him to not do so. But then he might run as an independent. Can you imagine what would happen to the Republicans? He'd lord that over their heads. Say, okay, yeah, I'm not a Republican anymore. I'm running on the Trump ticket. I'm a populist. Start siphoning their votes away. And, about a quarter of the Republicans would probably vote for him, along with some independents. And some thrill seekers who are just like, I'm apolitical. I don't fucking care. Or I love chaos. This has been a great 4 years. They'd actually vote for him. He'd probably have double digits in the voting tally, or say he might win a couple states. It'd be really funny. Like a Ross Perot that swings it over to the Democrats and they pat him on the back, hand him a check or something. Don't think that couldn't happen, by the way. It's possible. As far as the Comey memo goes, though, this is just a claim that Comey's making. It's just a piece of paper. It's not a piece of evidence that you can impeach a sitting president for. You couldn't wage even the most low-level legal battle based on a memo that somebody writes about somebody else. That's just called gossip. That's called some teenage girl writing in the yearbook about the people she hates or something like that. It's no more sophisticated than that. The last time that we started listening to intelligence agencies, taking them at face value and not asking them for any real evidence, we got the Iraq War, how well that worked out for us. So people need to be a little bit more careful about that, I think, listening to just, James Comey. Trump fired him, so he must be an angel. Yeah, before Trump fired him, we were calling him the devil and saying he needed to be fired, but as soon as Trump fired him, it was wrong. This is some people's logic. Yeah, Trump's not going to get fucking impeached over a memo. If there were tangible evidence, and if it were on the more damning side, then he probably would be impeached. Removed from office, still widely up in the air. It really would depend on how people spun it, I suppose. How many of his core fans commit propaganda on his behalf versus his foes doing the same thing. But then again, keep in mind, we could be just seeing an extension of Trump's massive trap, which is possible. It's possible he's laying a trap for people based on the Russian story to exonerate himself. Some people said, oh, Styx thinks that Trump wants to get himself impeached. That's not what I'm fucking saying. I'm saying that he might want an investigation so he can exonerate himself when no evidence comes forward of any collusion with Russia, so he can get all of those intel heads to come forth and say, no, we found no evidence of that. Head of the CIA, is Trump connected with Russia? Nope, not as far as we can tell. Head of the FBI, is Trump connected with Russia? Nope, we don't have any evidence of it. We can't say one way or the other. Ta-da, it's done. All of his opponents' wind is taken right out of their sails. How much more simple a plan could you get? He acts like he's in bed with Russians to prove he's not in bed with Russians. Only Trump would dream up such a thing. That's why I think that might be the case. The Comey Memo, though, is totally different. It's just a claim being made by James Comey. Doesn't it kind of make sense Comey might want to get back at Trump? You know, all these Democrats were saying during the election when he was investigating Hillary, they're like, oh, he wants to swing the election. He hates Hillary. He's got some personal vendetta against him. He's working for Trump. So you've already made claims like that. You took them seriously at the time. You do realize you've left yourself open to people making the same claim now and saying, oh, he's just got an axe to grind against Trump. And you've actually got a real tangible reason why he might. Because he got fired by Trump. As opposed to Obama/Clinton. The same thing, basically. So there, you've got your claim. Comey makes his own claim. We can, I guess, at this point, if some bureaucrat writes something down on a piece of paper, sends it into the New York Times, it's automatically front page news. As long as it paints Trump in an unflattering light. How wonderful must it be? You're like a federal judge. Oh, yeah, I took a phone call from Trump. I don't have any proof of this, by the way. I took a phone call from Trump, and he told me to fuck my own parents, and then he told me to jump off a cliff, and then he told me to meet Satan in hell and refer him up to the White House because Trump really wants to solve the energy crisis and wants, like, brimstone access. And they could probably get that printed into a front page story at the Washington Post and the New York Times at this point. The fact that this is even front page news is kind of a little bit odd. It's just a fucking claim by a bureaucrat who's not even in a job anymore. No shit, he gets fired by Trump, he might want to get back at him. But, and here's the big but, if his claim is true and can be backed up with further evidence, you can look forward to Trump being impeached. Not removed from office, but impeached. Keep in mind there's a fairly large difference between the two. Impeachment doesn't mean anything, really. Impeachment is the legislature is mad at you. They want to chastise you like a small child. You did something wrong. Shame, shame, shame. Don't do it again. It's basically what impeachment boils down to. Bill Clinton was impeached. Did he act any different? No, he got emboldened after he was impeached. His approval rose because he capitalized upon it. Can you imagine what Trump would do? So, oh, these Congress is wasting the American people's time because they're not going to remove me from office anyway. Look at these fucking morons. And run against that for the rest of his term. Be funny to see. But it is a chaotic presidency. I'm very happy that it's exciting as opposed to the last few years of Obama's presidency, which were fucking boring. He didn't do anything. He had the Cuba deal. It wasn't even really divisive. Yeah, Marco Rubio, a few of the other Republicans, we've got reservations about this. Castro's a bad dude. Yeah, but who cares? And Castro dies anyway. Who cares? Nothing happened. For years, it was so boring. It was like the energy was sucked out of the world there for a couple years. Honestly, like all the energy was like in Europe because of migrants there causing terrorist attacks. Now finally we got like some momentum here. It feels like things are exciting. They're fun to talk about again. It makes for great YouTube videos, doesn't it? Get to make all sorts of sarcastic remarks about these morons. And they're all morons. With very, very few exceptions. We'll wait and see whether Trump's a moron based on if Comey has any additional evidence. Right now I'm betting on he doesn't. Right now I'm betting on this is literally nothing more than a memo. Chaffetz will call him before Congress. He'll say, yeah, Trump said this. He'll say, do you have any further proof? No, I don't. Maybe some aide overheard me. They'll spend a few months talking about it. The Republicans that like Trump will stonewall, and nothing will happen. And that's probably what'll actually occur. It'll be a little bit like the Benghazi proceedings. Only this time the Democrats will be the ones saying, you need to get to the bottom of this. It's not a phony scandal and stuff like that. Okay? They'll do the same thing that all the Tea Partiers were doing years ago. That's about all. Peace out.